Settle along 47 miles of beautiful Atlantic coastline, Palm Beach County, Florida has long been a mecca for sport fishing enthusiasts. Graced with a mild climate and bounded with waters nourished by the warm Gulf Stream current, the Palm Beaches coastal waters host a rich reserve of marine life and has been known as the sport fishing capital of the world for over 100 years.
And he strikes. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. She sets the hook and the battle begins. A sailfish does everything he can to throw the hook, so she must keep the line tight. She holds on when he's running and reels like mad when he's coming. Give him slack line and he's gone.
As one of the oldest fishing clubs in America, the West Palm Beach Fishing Club has helped make the Palm Beaches America's first resort destination. Come on, let's go inside and find out more. Joining me now is Tom Twyford, the president of the West Palm Beach Fishing Club, and he's here to tell us how the sport of fishing helped make the Palm Beaches America's first resort destination. Welcome, Tom.
Thanks, Keely. Always enjoy talking fishing. You know, our history fishing in the Palm Beaches really can date back to when a guy named Henry Flagler built a railroad that brought everybody down to this region. So in the early 1900s, the Florida East Coast Railway was developed, and as a result, major hotels sprung up in the Palm Beaches and the West Palm Beach area. The Royal Poinciana Hotel, for example, was one of the world's largest wooden structures at the time, and people would come down here in their own private rail cars, believe it or not, and stay for the season. And it wasn't too long after that that they discovered the fishing was really, really good here.
A sailfish can come from out of nowhere. This one means business. Well, back to work.
Fishing in this region has really helped give the Palm Beaches its own unique identity. And a lot of that has to do with its geographic position in Florida. Nowhere does the Gulf Stream current come any closer to the continental United States than here off the Palm Beaches. And so the Gulf Stream is like a warm water river that flows northward and brings with it all kinds of marine life, lots of great game fish that sportsmen are really excited to chase after. And then of course to the western communities we have Lake Okeechobee, one of the most famous bass fishing locations in all of America. And then positioned in between are all kinds of wonderful canals and intercoastal waterway waters that attract a lot of different types of fish as well. And so early on, around the turn of the century, people discovered that this was a really great place to catch a lot of different types of fish, especially sailfish. And every winter we have a sailfish migration that is pretty much unrivaled by a lot of other geographic locations, again because of our proximity to the Gulf Stream current. And so the West Palm Beach Fishing Club was founded in the early 1930s to capitalize on this annual fish migration. Again, it was something that no other community could really brag about. It gave us a special identity and really led to a boon in tourism. And when tourists came here, they liked what they saw, they brought their families down, they bought homes here, they started businesses here, and so fishing is deeply connected to the roots of Palm Beach's tourism heritage.
But no matter where you cast a line, in streams, lakes, or into the sea, fishing is fun.
It sells itself now, really, the fishing does. And we have one of the finest sport fishing fleets anywhere in America, and especially during the winter season when the sailfish migration occurs, these charter boats stay very busy. And people come from all over the world to catch sailfish here. We are known for the beaches, the balmy weather, but again, what kind of makes our region unique is this ability to catch these impressive pelagic game fish. 1920s, there was a land boom here, times were great, people were buying property, and fishing became the in thing for these people to do. And then when the stock market crashed, there were a lot of charter boats and small businesses that were really affected by the economic downturn. And so that was the impetus to create the West Palm Beach Fishing Club in 1934. City elders and leaders decided that, hey, let's use fishing as the hook, no pun intended, to get people to come to the Palm Beaches instead of other regions. And maybe some of the viewers will remember, but the West Palm Beach city logo for many, many decades had a sailfish in the center of it. And many other coastal municipalities also have a sailfish in their logo. And there's a good reason for that. That fish played a major role in the economic comeback of this region during a period of time when it was needed most, right out of the years coming out of the Great Depression. And so it, again, just gave our region a very unique identity. Instead of going there or there, come here because we have sailfish. And as a result, the sport fishing industry is huge in Southeast Florida and in the Palm Beaches in particular. Some of the finest boats in the world are made here, some of the best boat yards in the world are here, and some of the best anglers, captains, and crews are berthed right here in the Palm Beaches.
Still fishing for tarpon requires patience. You just can't tell when they'll strike. It's terrific sport on light tackle. Imagine a 92-pound fish on a 12-pound test line using a 6-ounce glass rod. It's a real test of angling skill.
We are also very focused on sustainability these days because there's a lot of us out there fishing and it is a limited resource. And so the West Palm Beach Fishing Club has played a really instrumental role in the conservation of some of these great game fish. Sailfish in particular. It was the West Palm Beach Fishing Club through its annual Silver Sailfish Derby tournament that created what we call the red release pennant. Instead of bringing these fish back to the dock and hanging them up and them only being caught one time, the red release pennant was developed by the West Palm Beach Fishing Club to help signify that they caught this many fish and let them go. And the number of flags that fly indicate how many fish they caught. Those fish are far too valuable to be caught only once. And so we have played a really important role in the continuation of a conservation ethic that promotes catch and release fishing. And it's one of the hallmarks of the West Palm Beach Fishing Club, the red release pennant. Later on, the development of circle hooks, the advent of incorporating tagging fish for marine science, all of these things are an important part of the club's conservation legacy that helps sustain this resource that then in turn promotes tourism and keeps these tourists coming back to catch more sailfish.
When you think about this next generation of anglers, what does the West Palm Beach Fishing Club do to kind of start targeting, kids as young as 5, 8, 10 toward the sport of fishing?
I'm really, really glad you brought that up because family and fishing are like this, peanut butter and jelly. They go together, and the young anglers are going to be the stewards of the resource in the future. And so it's really important that we engage kids in outdoor activities like fishing. Now more than ever, everybody's got their face in their phones or iPads or video games. And so for over 30 years now, we've been doing kids fishing programs where we target groups of kids that don't maybe have the resources to experience some of these things we've been talking about, but we introduce them to the sport. And I'm not saying they all become world famous fishermen, but at least they've had that experience and that introduction to it, and so they care about it and they get a little more connected to the water. Some of the other things that we do for youth groups is we plant mangroves out in the Lake Worth Lagoon. And it's amazing when you get kids out in the water, in the mud, planting mangroves, and then they watch those mangroves grow. They become invested in the resource, and guess what? They begin to care about it. And so they develop their own conservation ethic early on through some of these programs that we've been doing for many decades now. We really pride ourselves on being a very egalitarian organization. It's very inexpensive to be a member of the club. We have all walks of life that are part of our fold, and that's the unique thing about fishing is it kind of levels the playing field. Guess what? The fish don't care how much money's in your wallet or what kind of boat you're driving, you know. You just have to be a good fisherman and enjoy it. And that's the beauty of the West Palm Beach Fishing Club. This organization was founded on the concept that it would be a civic antidote to the Great Depression, a way to dig us out of these hard economic times, and fishing was the thing that fueled that and really made our area unique and brought a lot of attention to it. Fishing is truly one of those things that makes the Palm Beaches America's first resort destination, absolutely.
Like every other sail fisherman, though, we've got the bug now. We'll be back. With sport like that, how could you stay away?